Hello my dear student friends, welcome you all to this video lecture series of digital image processing. Okay, so in the previous lecture we had a discussion about frequency domain filtering. Okay, so in that lecture we have discussed about ideal low pass filter, ideal high pass filter, then Butterworth filter. Okay, so low pass Butterworth filter and high pass Butterworth filter. Okay, so remember that the filtering in this frequency domain filtering, what we used to have, we used to convert the filter mask as well as the images into the frequency domain, and then we are going to process. That means we are going to directly do the multiplication into the frequency domain, and again we are going to do inverse Fourier transform so that we can get the filtered image in a special domain, right? So that is the fundamental. Okay, so we had a discussion about low pass filtering and high pass filtering. Okay, so in case of ideal low pass filter, ideal LPF, let us say we had a h of uv, it is nothing but 1 and it is 0 depending on d of uv, which must be less than or equal to d naught. And if d of uv, if it is greater than d naught, d naught is nothing but my radius. Okay, so radius of a particular circle, that means this is nothing but the radius, and in between this range of that particular spectrum, if the particular gray level intensity is going to lie, then I am going to consider that, and all the other frequencies which are out of this radius or out of this circle we are not going to consider. Okay, so for that purpose it is representing that. Okay, and similarly ideal high pass filter is exactly opposite of this. Okay, it is nothing but having 0 and 1. Okay, so it is 0 until it is less than d naught, and if it is greater than or equal to d naught, then it is going to have 1. Okay, that means we are going to consider uh, yes, so this kind of output you are going to get it. Okay, so we are going to exclude this part and we are going to consider this. Okay, now what is duv? Okay, so we had a discussion about distance calculations in some of the lecture, right? I think in the first chapter itself we had a discussion about the calculating the distances between the pixels, right? So the relation between the pixels and calculating the distance between the two pixels, right? City block distance, then Manhattan distance, then we had a calculation of Euclidean distance. So over here we are going to calculate the Euclidean distance actually. Okay, so remember that how we are going to calculate that distance. Distance is calculated by the formula okay. What is u? U is nothing but, let us say, a distance, let us say a point u, let us say this is nothing but my point, okay, having coordinates uv. Okay, and now p, what is p? P is nothing but number of rows, or we can call this as nothing but n. Okay, so let us say I have an image, okay, of n by m, right, size. Okay, then this is nothing but my p, and q is nothing but m, that is number of rows and columns. These are nothing but number of rows and these are nothing but number of columns. Okay, so number of columns divided by number of rows divided by 2 plus v minus number of columns divided by 2, it's a bracket square, and whole raised to half, it is nothing but a square root of this. Okay, so I can write it like this as well. So this is nothing but your Euclidean distance actually, rather we can consider. Okay, so this is nothing but my distance. Okay, so like that we can calculate the distance du. Okay, and this is my cutoff distance, okay, or the radius of that particular circle in between which I want to have the filtering. In case of low pass filter, in case of high pass filter, I want all the frequencies outside of this circle. Okay, that is the fundamental for this particular filtering. And we had a discussion about, okay, we had a discussion about Butterworth high pass filter, Butterworth low pass filters, right? So Butterworth low pass filter is having h of uv as 1 upon 1 divided by 1 plus d of uv divided by d naught brackets raised to 2n. Okay, so n represents the number of order or order of the filter. Okay, and this is valid up to which point? D of u comma v if it is less than equal to d naught, and it is 0 for if d naught is greater than d of uv. Is that fine? Similarly, Butterworth high pass filter is represented by h of uv is equals to 1 upon 1 plus d naught divided by d of uv raised to 2n. Again, n represents order. Okay, and this is our fine. So d of uv, it must be greater than or equal to d naught in that case, and it will be 0 if it is less than d naught, right? Okay, now these are the ideal low pass filter, ideal high pass filter, and Butterworth low pass and high pass filters. Okay, now let us discuss about Gaussian filters. Okay, so Gaussian filters. Okay, so Gaussian filter, its impulse response or frequency domain equation can be represented as, for low pass filter, is nothing but like this. It is e raised to minus d of u comma v, sorry, d square divided by 2 sigma square. Okay, and let sigma is equals to d naught now. Okay, so it is nothing but a spreading out of your particular pixels. Okay, so let sigma is equals to d naught. So this equation will get modified as h of u v is equals to e raised to minus d square uv divided by 2 d naught square. Is that fine? Okay, so this is nothing but a Gaussian low pass filter. Okay, and Gaussian high pass filter can be represented as, remember that the low pass filter, okay, so let us represent the relation between the low pass filter and a high pass filter. So these are nothing but the frequency responses, ideal frequency responses of low pass filter. Yes, it is a low pass filter, and this is a high pass filter. Can I say that, let us say this is 1, this is right now 0, yes, over here 0, it is 1. Can I write this expression as high pass filter? High pass filter can be represented as 1 minus h of low pass filter. Yes, can I write it? If I am going to subtract the high pass filter, sorry, low pass filter from 1, can I get high pass filter this output frequency response? Yes, definitely. So this is nothing but 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so over here up to this point, let us say this is nothing but my d naught. Up to d naught, I will be getting value as 0. Sorry, I will be getting a value as 1, not 0. Yes, sorry. Yes, it is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0, right? And after d naught, 0 minus 1 minus 0, it is going to become have value as 1, isn't it? So greater than d naught, it will have value as 1, and less than d naught, it will have value as 0. So this is nothing but a relation between low pass filter and high pass filter. Okay, so low pass filter and high pass filter have relation as HPF is equals to 1 minus LPF. Okay, fine. So if I am going to apply the same relation to this, let us say a Gaussian filter, then 1 minus h of low pass filter, let us say this is nothing but my low pass filters, uh, this frequency equation. Okay, so frequency domain equation, right? Or we can say that it is nothing but impulse response for the low pass filter of a Gaussian filter. Okay, so can I write it h of LPF UV? Okay, so 1 minus this, can I get it equation for the high pass filter? Yes, definitely. So over here I can write it as HPF for UV, that is nothing but 1 minus e raised to t square u comma v divided by 2 d naught square. So these are nothing but the Gaussian filter equations of low pass filter and high pass filter. Are you getting it? Okay, so remember these equations. Fine. Okay, now let us concentrate on a program. Okay, so we'll see the simple program of low pass filter and high pass filter, Gaussian filter. Okay, in a frequency domain, and we'll go to perform the program. Okay, so let us go to the program. Yes. Okay, is it visible to you people? Okay, let me. Okay, just a moment. Okay, is it visible? Now you know all these terms. Okay, so close all, clear all, you know this, right? Okay, fine. Now you know this, we need to load the image package, yes or no? Okay, so that also you know, isn't it? Fine. Then let us load the image. Okay, so this is my image. Okay, this is my image in which on which I am going to perform the operation. Okay, then I have shown that image, particular image, right? Then we have converted that color image into the gray label image, right? And we have displayed that image. Fine. Let us say now my d naught is nothing but 350. D naught is my cutoff frequency. Okay, so D naught is nothing but my 350. Fine. Now let us write this size of B. What do you mean by size of B? This is nothing but it is going to have it will load rows, number of rows and number of columns of size B to the R and C variables. Okay, so R will hold some values. Let us say 350 is let us say size of that particular B, and similarly number of columns are nothing but let us say 350. Okay, so let us say 350 by 350 image is there. Those sizes will be copied to this R and C variables. Okay, and then we are going to write zeros of R and C. Okay, so now we are going to create another variable, that is nothing but we are going to create now the filter mask. Okay, so filter mask we are going to create over here for ideal low pass filter. Okay, and the size of that ideal low pass filter mask is nothing but h of let us say 350 by 350. Then only we can have the multiplication of these two particular values and we can perform the operation. Okay, so this is nothing but we have created another variable which can hold now my filter mask. Okay, so this is the filter mask actually. Is that fine? Okay, now we are going to use the for loop so that if this distance is less than let us say 350, then we are going to mark it with 1. That means we are going to create the circle of distance is nothing but let us say calculate this distance. Okay, so distance is nothing but I. Okay, so I we are going to compute. Okay, so every time it is going to get updated. Fine, and it will get checked with the d naught whether this distance is less than 350 or not. If it is less than 350, it will have the h will have value as 1. If it is not, then h will have value as 0. Okay, that means if it is in the range of, let us say this, then it will have value as 1. If it is outside of this, then it is having a value as 0, right? So this operation we have performed over here. Okay, so let us say right now my first pixel is there. Okay, let us say this is having a value as 0 0. Fine, so let us calculate this value. Okay, so square root of what? 0 minus 350 by 2. Let us say 350 by 2, how much it will be? 175. So 175, it's a bracket, it's a square, plus again it is 175 bracket square, isn't it? Okay, so it will have some value, right? So let us say it will be having value in between, let us say 180, for example. Okay, I'm not going to calculate, I haven't calculated it. Let us say it is 180. So whether 180 is less than 350, yes, definitely. So that particular pixel value will hold the value as 1. Okay, so this h will have the value as 1. If it is not less than 350, then it will hold the value as 0. Okay, and likewise we have created the filter mask. Understood? So once we have created the filter mask, okay, so once we have created the filter mask, then we are going to perform multiplication of that filter mask. Okay, so let us perform. Okay, let me clear out this contents. Okay, so now we are going to create perform the filtering operation of filter mask and gray level image, and then we are going to show that image. Okay, so let us perform this filtering operation and let us check out the operation or changes into the output image. Okay, so this is nothing but my original image, then we have gone for the gray level image, and finally we have gone for this filtering. Okay, so this is nothing but the filtering operation that we have performed. Is that fine? Okay, it is nothing but ideal low pass filter. Okay, fine. Now let us close this one, and in the next lecture we shall be discussing about how exactly we are going to perform with the help of DFT and IDFT. Over here right now we haven't used the DFTs and IDFT. Okay, simply we have taken h is equals to 1 if it is less than 350, that is distance. Okay, if I want to let us show this filter mask. Okay, so over here we will be showing the filter mask. Okay, so I am show, let us go for subplot 2 comma 2 comma, it is 2. Now let us use 3, sorry, and I am show h, and let us give title as filter mask image. Okay, now let us update this one as number 4. Okay, let us save it and let us run it again. There are no any errors. What happened? No error. H has been created, no? Sorry, H is nothing but holding only value as 1. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. Okay, now let us go for Butterworth filter. Okay, so D divided by D naught. Okay, so ideal, sorry, Butterworth, low pass Butterworth filter we are going to perform over here. Okay, so close all, clear all, image load, fine. Let us take input image, convert that image into the gray image. Okay, display the gray image, then let us take the D naught, that is nothing but my cutoff frequency as 150. Okay, so D naught is my 150. Okay, so cutoff frequency I have taken as 150. Is that fine? I hope it is visible to you people. Okay, now let us take the size of B as it is for the our filter mask size. Okay, so H is equals to zeros of R comma C. Okay, so we have defined H, that is nothing but my filter mask, right? And that filter mask is having a size of whatever the size of, let us say this is nothing but the size of my what, check it out, what is the size. Okay, sorry, okay, what is the size of B? B is nothing but 168 by 30, 300. Okay, so size of R, what is, where is R? R. It has not created. Okay, size of R is 168. And what is the size of C? C is nothing but 300. Are you getting it? So R and C is nothing but now holding the sizes. Okay, rows and columns. Fine. And then we are going to have for I is equals to 1 to, I is going to range from 1 to 16, let us say 168, right? Or R is nothing but 168, yes. Okay, and J is nothing but having values, it will go from 1 to 300. Okay, and now let us compute the distance D. Okay, distance D is nothing but calculated for each and every element or each and every pixel. Okay, so this distance is calculated for each and every pixel. Okay, from your center of that particular image. Okay, so from center of your image, the distance between each and every pixel will be calculated. Okay, and that is nothing but my D. And if that D is lying in between the range of that or the radius of that particular circle, or if that distance, if the particular pixel is lying between or inside that circle, then and then only it will be considered into the for that particular filtering. If it is a low pass filter, if it is a high pass filter, if the pixel is lying outside of this circle, then it will be considered as, or then it will be considered for the displaying into the image. Okay, so over here we are computing that distance, fine. And now this is nothing but my Butterworth low pass filter. Okay, so right now we have computed this one, and we have considered the values, and okay, so let us say d is nothing but having some value, let us say 120, and d naught is nothing but value is 150. Okay, so it will be having the value and it will be computed value, and let us display that computed value and we'll check it out, okay, one by one. Okay, and then we are going to perform the multiplication of your gray level image and the filter mask, and finally we are going to display the filtered image. So this is nothing but Butterworth high pass filtered image. Okay, so d divided by d naught, I think it is low pass filter, f upon fh. Yes, f upon fh is nothing but high pass filter. Okay, and fh divided by f is a low pass filter. Yes. Okay, let me check it out whether it is a high pass filter or low pass filter. I think I'm getting confused. Yes, it is low pass filter actually, sorry. Butterworth low pass filter. Okay, fine. So this is nothing but low pass filter. Okay, let us run this program and let us check it out how it is going to perform. Okay, so this is nothing but my filtered output image. Okay, so this is nothing but Butterworth low pass filtered image. Is that fine? So this is original image, converted gray level image, and finally Butterworth low pass filtered image. Okay, similarly let us go for high pass filter. Okay, what are the changes? Only we need to change the d to d naught and d naught to d. That is the only change. Okay, so let us do over here itself. Okay, so okay, instead of going for this, let us copy and let us do this. Okay, let it be as it is so that we can check out the differences. Okay, now this is nothing but my high pass filtered image. Okay, so this is nothing but high pass filtered image. Sorry, I forgot to change the this one. That image has been overlapped, no? Okay, so this is low pass filtered image, high pass filtered image. Is that fine? Okay, so this is nothing but sharpening, image sharpening, and this is image blurring. Okay, fine. Okay, so in the next lecture we shall be discussing how to go for Gaussian filtering. Okay, we'll discuss this in the same program. Okay, so let us discuss in the same lecture. Okay, let us go for computing this. So this is nothing but my ideal Gaussian filter. Okay, Gaussian low pass filter, sorry. Okay, let us save by some name. Let us change this t colon slash image dot jf if. Okay, so let us run it. Okay, so this is nothing but the output of low pass filtered image, okay, by using Gaussian filtering. Over here we haven't gone for the DFT and IDFT. Okay, so in the next lecture we shall be discussing about how we can go for DFTs and IDFT, and then we can perform the filtering operations. This is simplest way we have gone for the filtering operation. Okay, so in the next lecture we shall this you can consider that is nothing but a special type of low pass filtering, special type of high pass filtering, Butterworth filtering, and let us say this is nothing but a Gaussian filtering. Okay, now in case of a DFT or for in a frequency domain, we are going to perform DFT and IDFT. Until and unless we are not going to perform DFT and IDFT, it cannot be treated as a frequency domain filtering. Okay, right now in this whatever the examples or whatever the program that we have seen, in those programs we haven't gone for the DFT and IDFT. Okay, so in the next lecture we shall discuss first algorithm for that, and then we'll go for discussing the or we will program the frequency domain filtering. Okay, fine. So over here we will conclude over here, and we'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you for the watching the lecture.